All right. So we're gonna go ahead and send Matthew. So first we're gonna get started with him.
Hey.
Oh, there he is. The
Well, let me
CEO
turn the volume up on this.
Oh, trust me, I already know like technical. I think last week I had technical difficulties with just Instagram and it was just like tripping.
All right, yeah, Keith is coming right now. He just pulled up actually, so he'll be here in like 2 seconds.
Black people are always late.
What's that?
I said black people are always late.
Sometimes running on that island time.
I guess. No, it's called colored people time. It's called CP time. It's CP time. Black people. So you guys, again, this is SheIsPlusSizeBeauty Sundays, and we will be interviewing street brand Rich by the Weekend, the CEO. Oh, he done brought the dog into the camera. Good Lord. The CEO of the brand and creative artist. We got Matthew Nichols, and we have creative artist Keef. All right. Thank you for coming in. We know you're on colored people time. You know, some colored people are always late.
You get a pass.
Yeah. So thank you for coming onto the platform. I just want to say that, and happy 4th. How's your 4th going?
Pretty good, pretty good. Just being productive already.
Oh, I see. Are you sweating?
Yeah.
It's
I'm like, are you
hot
sweating?
as hell in my apartment right now though too. So hot outside, hot in here. You know.
Oh my goodness. All right. So introductions, you guys. Go ahead and let yourself like who is Matthew and then who is Keith.
Hey, I'm Matthew Nichols, founder of Rich by the Weekend. I don't know what else you want to know. I'm a creative artist myself, visual artist, have a studio in South Central. That's more focused around like object making, painting, etc. Kind of the capital A art world. And then running this project with Keef. It's kind of more of like a street influence, culturally influenced brand, trying to get it popping.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Keith. So who is Keith and occupation and hometown?
My name is Keith Lynch. I work at Non-Factory Skate Shop. I also skate. One half of the team over at Rich by the Weekend. I also record artists and myself as well. Video editing. Yeah, jack of all trades, honestly.
That's what's popping. I mean, most people, I think if you live in Los Angeles, you at least got about like maybe 2 or 3 jobs.
You should.
I mean,
well, I think, and actually that's kind of how Keith and I, like part of what we have going on too, is I think we both understand that like there's a lot of different facets to everybody's hustle. You know what I mean? Like you can't just do one thing. You gotta have multiple things going on. And I think that's part of like how we connected in the first place. Like it wasn't just about like skate, it's about everything else that's going on outside of that as well.
Oh, that's kind of cool. So just like skate was just the foundation, but then it grows on to like
exactly.
Yeah.
And then that's actually like what the brand is about. Like we don't want to be known as just a skate brand. Like, you know, obviously we skate, we are skaters. You know, the fashion side of it comes from skateboarding, which I think is like much larger than skate as a subculture. I think skate entering like mainstream fashion is a real thing now. So I think for us, it's about becoming larger than skateboarding, but also staying connected to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's kind of dope.
We're pretty much just utilizing the talents that we have already to kind of build up a fan base, and then once we go from there, we'll expand.
Oh shit! So jack of all trades. That's what's up. So, oh my God, because every time I turn on to like social media, I would hear a lot about the brand, but I would see it also on social media. Like I know it's like clothes and just like streetwear. What is Rich by the Weekend? Because it was like a funny name, and then I seen some of your clothes, and I was like, I was like, I'm trying to grasp the concept, and I'm just
it's luxury for the average person.
Yeah, and for me, I think when I was starting the brand, you know, I worked with other streetwear brands before and like abandoned some of my own projects to work with other people. So for me, the brand was kind of coming back to a dream that I've always had, that I just wanted to do things on my own terms. But a lot of what we do is kind of response to like culture, like immediate response to culture. And I think we're like really at this time where people are trying to figure out like how to live their best lives, you know, especially with like the pandemic and everything that's been going on. I think there's really been like a reassessing of value culturally. And that's really what the brand is about. It's about like if we're talking about wealth, it's not just about like material wealth. Like you can be rich in many different ways, you know? I mean, in the same way, there are different types of intelligence. It's the same thing with wealth, right? Like you have your physical wealth, your health, you have your financial wealth, your emotional wealth, all of that. So what we're trying to do is just tap in to like what that might mean for people. You know what I mean? Like you might meet the most interesting person in the world who's broke as hell, but like that doesn't mean that they're not a rich person. You know what I mean? Or that they don't have something to offer. So we're really just trying to tap into those larger ideas in that sense.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool. I mean, considering like how people are rich, I mean, shit, during the pandemic, I think everybody got rich between stimulus checks and unemployment fraud and PPP loans. I think everybody should be good by now.
Yeah, I mean, so I think we're just trying to reassess like what that dream means now, you know what I mean? And also, I think that really there's this idea that like you might be short on rent on Tuesday, but you could be driving a Lambo on Saturday. You know what I mean? Like things can happen quick now, and especially in a city like LA or New York or anywhere really, you know?
Oh my God. I mean, Jesus Christ, don't even get me started on that. Like, don't even get me started on that. So like, okay, what was the moment where you was like, okay, I'm gonna do this brand? Like, what was the passion for it? Like, I just was like, okay, I'm gonna stick to this. Because most people will start a brand and then they just kind of like fucking fall off and they don't really like pursue it. But like, what was that moment where it was like, you know what, I'm gonna fucking do this?
So I think there are two parts to that. Like I said, I worked with another brand, a headwear brand that got really big. I did all their design work for years, and in the end, they kind of screwed me over, right?
No free promo. That's why you're not saying the name.
I don't even need to talk about their name.
No free promo.
So
period.
You know,
period.
So for me, I always kind of had unfinished business with having an apparel brand on my own terms.
Yeah.
So I've been sitting on Rich by the Weekend for probably 4 years before launching it, you know,
nice.
Just like trying to refine the logo, trying to refine the ideas, trying to refine like what direction to take it, really trying to get it dialed in. And then, you know, I showed it to Keith, like we'd kind of been like loosely homies, not really hanging out that much, but like skating a little bit here and there. And I showed him the brand. And then he immediately jumped on it and wanted to be part of it. So I don't know, maybe you could talk about like what you saw in it originally, because like we feed off of one another, you know what I mean? Like I was kind of slow, like I was gonna kind of slow play it, you know what I mean? And then Keith jumped on board and was like, yo, like you got something here, like let's fucking do this. And so that, you know what I mean, it kind of upped the ante. So, you know, like we haven't even really spoken about it ever, I guess, but you know, he immediately jumped on board, and that was a big motivator. So he has his own reasons, and like I would love to hear about that as well. You know,
mainly, I was attracted to it because it's not like it doesn't have a particular niche. We don't have like one group of people that we mess with, and then the image is like a global. So it's like, you know what, we could put the whole world on, and that's why I mess with it. It's a brand that everybody can rock. Eventually, there will be a piece for everybody that every single person will have like this emotional connection to.
Oh, that's actually pretty dope, because I think there's one, to be honest, in the fashion industry right now, there's like maybe like a couple of street brands that's another one's called like Smock Me, and then there's another one called One World Peace that's like ripping the runways in like fucking Paris, but then that's it. So that's pretty dope. I can see y'all brand actually out there because it's actually growing every time I look on social media.
And another thing is just like there's so many other brands out there that are small, but they have big names in these little like online communities, and it's like there's so many people getting money out here. No offense, and they're putting out a lot of regurgitated art, regurgitated work, and it's just like, dude, let's hit these people with these original ideas and see what we can do.
Oh, that's pretty dope. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. I have to keep going because y'all see this is what I mean. You guys have a nice fan base because every time I'm looking up, somebody's like coming in and putting like their hands. Like y'all got a nice little fan base, and every time I have to keep coming back to the thing and letting them know, like, hi. Okay.
Oh, that's what's up.
So being an entrepreneur, like, what is your views on being an entrepreneur? Because everybody has a different type of view.
You know, you want to talk about it? Go. You can talk about your experience with it.
So pretty much my experience with being an entrepreneur, being in an entrepreneurship, honestly, for me, I'm not satisfied unless I'm doing like more than one thing, because like I'm not the person that goes home and watches TV. That's never been me. So like I started filling that time in with like music, and then I just recently discovered TikTok where I actually get paid from them. I actually hit 50K today.
Ooh,
That's
shout out,
50K?
shout out to
50K?
TikTok.
So I hit 50K today, and like TikTok actually started. That's a part of the entrepreneurship. I made it because I was like, we need another lane to market our stuff, because Instagram low key is dying. People, like, nobody wants to admit it. You could post a picture on Instagram, all pictures get lower likes than videos do. People don't give a fuck about pictures no more. So I was like, how do we get ourselves out there? So TikTok is the next avenue. The thing is that most people think that you have to be dancing to be on there, and you don't. People think that it's only for kids. It's like, no, kids use it, but it's more adults posting videos more than anything.
Yeah.
So it's like, you just gotta, if you like doing things, there's definitely different ways to make money out of them. And pretty much I just took a lot of my hobbies and I've made money off of each one of them.
Oh my God. So because like looking at the brand from like Instagram and then TikTok, we mainly like see your face on it. To be honest, it took me forever to even find anything
you want to be
about
the mystery
that
man. It's always good
like,
to have a mystery man though. People like to have questions like, who's the other person? You know what I mean? Like what's that brand with Zach?
Who's that?
FTP. Nobody knows what he looks like.
He wears a ski mask.
If you go on his Instagram, every photo he has a ski mask or he blurs his face, and that's a part of the gimmick.
But also, I think like for me, like so this question is multifaceted, right? So to start with like the anonymity and like why I stay out of it, like I don't want the brand to be about me as a person, right? Like I want the ideas to be bigger than who I am. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's a very conscious decision to like stay out of the limelight. You know what I mean? And like let other people shine, like other people who I think have a talent or an affinity for doing that. Like, so like with Keef, like he's a performer. So naturally, like, you know, with his music or skateboarding, being in front of the camera, being behind the mic, like that is like naturally, like I would say that's his wealth, right? Like he has this ability to do that. So like, as a visual artist, it's the same thing. Like, it's about my work, not about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the approach for the brand is very much the same. Like, I want it to be more about the ideas. Like, I don't really give a shit if someone likes me or not, but I want them to love the ideas. You know? Like, maybe you just, like, don't vibe with something I say or the way I speak or something like that, but visually you can relate to what I'm communicating. So it becomes about this gap. And trying to understand what's actually important in what we're trying to achieve, and then putting the people forward that can help us do that, you know?
Oh, that's really dope. I mean, you hide yourself very well, because I'm going to be very honest with you. Like, I don't know your race or your background kind of history. I know that you're an artist, and that's because I was only digging, trying to find more, because I swear to God. I was like, I know this, like, I've heard of this brand, but I was like, I don't really know what the fuck. Like, and I was like, wait, the guy is white? Like, what the fuck? Like, and I was like, wait a minute. And I was trying to, like, ask Keef, and I was like, wait, I never in my life. But you hide yourself very well. You hide yourself very well, so that's good.
But, like, somehow I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's super cool. You know what I mean? I think it's, like, it means that, like, we're doing it right. It doesn't have to be about, like, this or that or about race at this point. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be about personal identity. And I think that to me, that's a huge compliment, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So real quick, to answer your other question about entrepreneurship, because I've never really had a job, like, working for someone else. I've always kind of done my own thing. Like, I run my art studio. Now we're doing this. Like, for me, I think it's high risk, high reward. You know what I mean? It's kind of like feast or famine. That's the thing about being an entrepreneur. Like, you're either gonna make it or you're not, but it's gonna be your responsibility. So you're gonna, you know what I mean? Like, there's a reward to that, and there's a lot of freedoms to it that you get, and other things that are challenges. You know what I mean? Like, so I think all of those things are appealing. You know what I mean? Not having a set schedule, being responsible to oneself, like at the end of the day, looking back on your life and saying, hey, this success was mine or this failure was mine, but taking ownership of that, I think, is like really, really important, you know? And I think if you're an entrepreneur, that's something that you have to accept, because it's definitely not for everyone. you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of being an adult when you just accept everything, your failures and also your goals. Look, it's just so many people coming into this shit. Like every time I gotta come back to the thing. Oh my God. So your expertise now with Rich by the Weekend, how would you describe the style though? Is it just like a street, like, or will it just like expand and like into something different?
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
more,
it's definitely streetwear, definitely like
Casual too.
yeah, like casual streetwear, definitely rooted in skate. But we're not trying to be exactly goofy, but there is like a sense of humor. There's a lot of like wit to it, a lot of like intelligence behind what we do, you know?
Yeah.
So we're trying to make things that are smart, that make people think. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that oh wow moment where you're like, what am I looking at? And then when you get it, you're like, oh shit, like this is on some, this has layers to it. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah,
levels to what we do.
I do like your clothes. I like, you know, the crew neck hoodies. I do like it. It has its funniness to it, and then it has like a good quality to it. I'm sorry, I'm reading some of the comments because I like to tell some of the guests of some of the comments. It said, we support the weekend. You guys are fire. They put
shout out to everybody for showing love.
Yeah, so
you see,
so
they put like hearts and fires.
The other thing about it though is like we're not trying to be a couture brand. You know what I mean? Like we're very aware of like where we're trying to be, and that's like a graphically oriented, like basic wear brand, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Do you see yourself, like, if you expand to something like elevated, you see yourself collabing with any of the top brands in the future?
I mean, I think there are plenty of people we'd love to collab with, so we'll just have to wait and see. You know what I mean? But definitely,
it's up to them. It's up to them. Honestly, a lot of people coming in, they're already on top, so they got pride issues from the jump. We're willing to work with anybody.
Yeah, but I mean, if you have the swag and you have the following, I mean, usually they chase the other type of brand.
Right. Well,
so
if they don't see you as a threat.
Right.
Yeah. If they don't see you if they do see you as a threat, some people just be like, okay, I'm gonna just collab with this person.
Yeah, because we live in a day and age where people don't want to collab with you if you don't have close to the numbers that they have, because they don't want to be the ones that boost you.
Right.
They want it to be a fair trade.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my God, it said, look at all these comments. Everything this man's saying is valid. It said it's rich, and then it said Rich by the Weekend forever. Rich by the Weekend X. What, Cam and Cali? Is that what it is?
Oh, Cam Cali, yeah.
Yeah, Cam Cali. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm trying to like.
Hey, shout out to Cam Cali. They got that fire. You already know.
Get all your licks in.
Shout out to Holiday Grip Tape. Shout out to Rich by the Weekend. Shout out to Non-Factory Skate Shop.
America.
Shout out to America. Can't forget that. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so top three brands that you can see yourself collaborating with if you ever got the chance. And I asked everybody this. I asked every guest this. They are either like top models that they inspire of. Top three brands that you will see yourself like collaborating if you had the opportunity.
Straight up, I would love to do a shoe collab. I always think that like Nike is onto some cool shit. If America wants to do a shoe collab, that could be cool. What else? Who else would we really fuck with that we think would be dope? See, I think like I'm trying to think about like how we could do things differently.
I think it'd be dope to have more like actual artist collabs instead of like brand collabs. Have an artist that like, let's say there's an artist that likes our clothing brand. Let's say they submit something and they're like, oh, you know, we should work together.
Right.
Stuff like that.
So what I would say, here's what I would say. I would say a shoe collab with a good brand like Nike, just because it's the cult following, because that's culture now, right? Like people doing dunks, whatever, that's mainstream. Then I would say just all artist collabs, individual collabs, because every artist that we fuck with now that are our friends, like, they are their own industries for the most part. You know what I mean? So we have some artists in the works, and like, you know what I mean? It's like not even artists as artists, it's artists as brand. And then the other thing that I would be really down for is to do like either to do like a pop-up with, say, a restaurant. I think that would be really dope. You know what I mean?
Dope.
Or to do like a drink collab. You know what I mean? Like if someone wants to do like a coffee collab, like a Rich by the Weekend coffee blend or something, like that would be dope, you know? Or if you want to do like some type of juice, whatever, like that would be sick, you know?
Oh, that would be nice. I think most people do pop-ups. Like last night was Pretty Little Thing and Tiana Taylor's thing last night. Like, oh my God, it was just like, oh my God, it was crazy. That's why I'm tired. So career-wise, skateboarding, because I know that's like affiliated with your brand, even though your brand is like more diverse. Skateboarding, what, why, and how?
I'll let you start, and then I'll follow up because I'm the geezer here.
Skateboarding, what, why, and how?
Like, how did we end up there? Like, how did we end up being skaters? Why? Like, what's the story behind you skating, me skating?
I started skating because of Tony Hawk Pro Skater, the video game. Period. Like, I saw
Shout out to Tony Hawk.
Shout out to Tony Hawk.
Yeah, shout out to
I played the game.
What's up with the collab, Tony?
Yeah, we need that Tony Hawk collab. But yeah, I played the video game, and I just fell in love with the video game. And I asked my mom for a board for years, and it didn't happen. My pops got me one from like Toys R Us. That shit was whack. Once I started like actually learning tricks, once I started actually learning how to do tricks, it broke like maybe the first week, and then maybe I didn't have a board for like 2 months after that. I happened to go to the skate shop just to check it out because I was always scared. Went in there. On the way out, there was a complete board in the trash. Dang. I kid you not. And from there, I just fell in love with the shit.
Oh, wow. The shit looks dangerous. I mean, for me, just being an outsider, like, it looks so awesome. Like, when y'all do the tricks or just, it's mainly a lot of, like, falling. Because I used to work around kids.
100%.
It's a lot of falling. Especially in the beginning, you do all your falling in the beginning. Like most of the injuries that I have, like to this day, are from falls from when I used to suck, like a lot.
Ooh, Jesus. Because I used to watch the kids, and they used to make me, I think I had to like chaperone them for like maybe a good hour. I can honestly say I had a nervous breakdown trying to watch the skate club, and I was like, I can't handle this. The kids is just like falling.
Yeah, you get smoke.
I was like, somebody's going to hurt themselves. Like, I just cannot. But that's actually cool.
What about you?
All right, so wait, 2 things. I thought about who else we'd collab with.
Oh, yes.
Dover Street Market, if they want to give us a holler, super down to do a Dover Street Market collab. And then there's another small shop in Japan called Underrated. If they want to run it up, super down with that. There's another shop in Australia called 1991. If they want to run it up, super down with that.
If non-factory run it up?
If non-factory, Tetsu, if you're out there listening, you want to do a collab, let us know. Okay? You got Keith's number. Tetsu.
He said, call me right now. Like, call
all right, so anyway, my brain works a little slow sometimes, but as far as skateboarding, you know, I'm older than you guys, so grew up in a little bit of a different generation, but it was very similar. Like kids down the street when I was probably like 8 years old, like I had an older brother, 4 years older. All the kids started skating. This was like, you know, way back. And, you know, I just fell in love with it. It was like so counterculture. It wasn't like accepted at the time. And all the kids were just kind of like outsiders in the neighborhood that I grew up in. And they all just bonded together over skating.
And super random. Another reason why I got into skating is because like my mom tried to get me into sports, and I didn't like the fact that when, let's say, another person's not playing good or you're riding the bench, the team loses, you lose too. I didn't like that. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna get into this sport where you're the team. If you lose, you lost because of you and not because of other people.
So that's actually what I was gonna say. So that's part of the thing is like, you can be an individual but be part of a culture. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I think that's the beautiful thing about skating is like no one's trying to make you not be yourself, but you're still accepted and part of a larger community. So for me, that was it. Like I got shop sponsored like super young. It gave me something to be part of. Like I just fell in love with it. You know what I mean? And I think there's also something to it. It's like you said, like it teaches you how to fall down and get back up. Like literally, you know what I mean? So I think like if you fall in love with that mentality, like you're probably going to be a lifelong skater, you know?
Forever.
And that's actually like, so the way Keith and I became homies is like I was always bopping through non-factory, just kind of like talking shit about whatever, you know what I mean? Telling him stupid stories. But, and then like a few years into it, then like we started doing this stuff, and that was all because of skate as well. So I think like... Yeah, so I think for us, it's just a common thread, like something to be part of, you know?
Oh my God. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm listening to you too, but I'm also like, this person, it's Richie Fu.
Richie.
It's the Richie Fu. He like, the clothes is fire, the brand is amazing, everything. Oh my God, yes. Like
Shout out to Richie in San Francisco.
Oh my God, in San Francisco?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody said non-factory, and then they put like the emojis. Oh my God, you guys have such a big fan base, and I'm trying to like keep up with all the comments and just like say hey. Hold on, he said he's just good at skateboarding. Who is this? People is crazy. Look, y'all fan base is just so big. This is crazy. Oh my God. Okay, so social media. So I guess social media, Keith can really just talks about that because it seems like. Sorry, you guys. Look, my neighborhood is really crazy on the street, so sometimes you might hear some stuff or you might hear fireworks.
You should just tell people that the Harley Davidson factory is next door. My bad.
I wouldn't really say that because they like, it's been a lot of accidents on my street, so they just kind of, and it's crazy because the police station is like right up the street and they just like zoom past here. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Somebody said 100% sport. I'm sorry, 100% support Rich by the Weekend. Somebody said Matt, nothing but love. Oh,
yeah,
you
that's
guys,
Johnson. Shout
you
out to
guys
Johnson.
are getting so
OG skate
much.
homie. Johnson, I see you. Just can't type back to you, but much love for you, Johnson. Thanks for tapping in. Love that guy.
So would you say like you're an influencer too as well? Like model/influencer? Because I know I put that under the comments because you do give off model/influencer.
You're a mid-range. You've become a mid-range.
I don't use the word influencer. I prefer motivator.
There you go.
Because I'm not trying to influence people to do what I do. I want to motivate them to do what they do. Because what I show is that, like, I try to show things, but not in a competitive form. If people take it that way, that's on them. When it comes to skateboarding, I don't compete with nobody. Let's just get that straight. Like, I think skaters are so weird. They compete with people like, bro, like when I go home, I don't think about one of these skaters, not the tricks they do, none of that. Like, I only focus on myself. So, like, a lot of people have it confused. They think I want to be pro, and it's like, no, bro, I just get bored. So I continue to learn more tricks. If I keep doing the tricks that I have, I don't want to do the shit. So, like, I just like to get better at the things that I do. That's for everything. When I play video games, I used to get all the achievements in the video games. When I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I used to go to tournaments. I just like to apply myself more than usual than a lot of people. Some people have other little talents and things on the side, and they do it a little bit. I dive in a little deeper. Oh, and that's also how I ended up going to school for music, because I wanted to dive in deeper.
Oh, so where'd you go to school for music?
I went to the Los Angeles Film School in Hollywood.
Oh, nice. That's what's up. That's dope. You applied yourself. Would you say you're competitive?
No.
No?
With yourself.
Oh, with myself? Yeah. Yeah. So pretty much all my tricks, all my songs, all my everything, I try to top what was before. And that's how I always keep getting a better product, even with edits, everything like that. Just if you continue to beat yourself, you're gonna continue to do better. But you have to have a mental scale in your head. You can't be delusional and think that everything you make is amazing, because there's people that have that mindset.
Well, part of mastery is editing.
You got to.
I just tell everybody, I'll be like, look, if you really want to do something in life, you also have to say fuck society and just kind of do what you want to do.
Exactly.
Because if you keep looking at society, and I tell people, please take a social media break, because social media, if you go off of social media, you'll find yourself depressed and really mad at yourself.
But at the same time, it's like, you got to remove yourself, because you shouldn't feel depressed. The reason why people feel depressed is because they feel like they deserve shit that other people have.
Exactly.
And it's like, why do you feel that way? People don't post the work that it took to get what they got. You know what I mean? So it's like, you can't. Too many people try to put themselves in other people's shoes, and that's the problem.
Oh my God. Okay, so wait. Let's go back to the comments. Somebody said it says model/motivator. Fire. Somebody said Scummy, the model dog. Wait, is Scummy? Is Scummy
Where's
the model dog for Rich by the Weekend?
That's the big boss dog. Yep, that's Scummy.
Oh my God, it's so cute.
Scummy the mascot.
Yeah, calling all the shots. That's the guy right there.
He's looking for a Dalmatian.
So oh my God, he is so cute. Wait, somebody said Doe Films. It said it's a movie.
It's a movie always.
Oh my goodness. Okay, and then somebody said yes, exactly. Oh, you guys got so much like influence going on. That's pretty dope for like your brand. Okay, let me see. Where will we lay off? I'm sorry. Sometimes I get to talking and then I forget where I'm at. But you guys have like such a good following, and that's actually good for like your brand. Imagine when it keeps on
We're trying to connect with people, make homies one at a time. You know, I mean, I think that's part of like what we're all about is just connecting with people individually, like letting people feel that love, like that they need, like on an individual, personal basis. You know.
Oh my goodness. I guess Keef, wait till people start walking around screaming at skaters, talking about do a kickflip. Like, I ain't gonna lie. When I seen that TikTok, I was rolling. Like, oh my god.
Hey, I love that shit. Hey, you'd be surprised how many people can skate and they hide it. You'd be surprised.
Really?
Yeah.
I never really thought about stuff like that, but
yeah, people hide that.
Well, yeah, because I had this one person, not to just like get off topic, but he was like famous, and I guess he died. Like he was about to be famous, like as a skater. It was Charlie Ford or something.
I know him.
I went to school with him.
I was a fan of Charlie Ford. He was fucking
really
good. Yeah,
oh my god,
he got shot. That's bad as fuck.
Shout out to Christina, but that was her boyfriend at the time, and we used to like hang out. He was like upperclassman, but he was just like super cool.
He was up next for sure.
Yeah, he was like not to say this, but he was like, you ever seen like a gangbanger skater? Like,
yeah.
So it was like next. Cool. It was like a gangbanger skater from
like,
Compton.
He definitely was like. So there was a skater that was super popular at the time. His name was Antoine, and at that time he was kind of like going downhill. And at that time, Charlie Ford was coming up, and like it was kind of like, oh, this is the dude that's gonna take his place, you know. But then he ended up getting shot. That shit was really sad.
I know it was. It's very, it's very hard. Centennial was like the perfect skate spot too, because you will always see him like up and down the halls with like his skateboard, and then like being in the hood, people don't really see that all the time. But it was crazy because how would I put this? Well, all the gangbangers and stuff in the school, like they just kind of like accepted it and was like, oh, that's the homeboy, like he just skateboards and stuff like that. So it was like integrating two type of like cultures, so it was kind of dope to see. But it's very sad that he died.
That's what's going on now. You know what I mean? You see skate starting to enter like other areas and like people of all kinds of backgrounds skating now, and that's actually what's pushing it forward. You know, it really
that's
is.
Actually pretty dope. That's dope. Oh my god, I didn't even really like know that, but that's good to hear that now.
Look, shout out to Skate Mom for rocking Rich by the Weekend in Shibuya. Shout out to Japan.
You see it? I go to Shibuya to wear Rich by the Weekend t-shirts. Oh, your fan base is just really going in. Shout out to Rich by the Weekend. My goodness. Okay, so I know y'all said top 3 brands, because I know I don't want to run over your time, because I know you guys are like super busy. Oh my god. Top 3 inspirational skaters or artists.
Sheesh.
Top 3. Top 3.
Skater or artist?
You can either pick. You can pick.
Shit. I'm inspired by Tyler the Creator. I'm inspired by Ben Baller.
Ben Baller.
And I'm inspired by probably Paul Rodriguez. Yeah, those 3 would be good. Ben Baller, Paul Rodriguez, and Tyler the Creator. As of currently, my motivators like change constantly.
Oh, okay, that's understandable. What about you, Matt?
I think that's wise to say. Like, it can be more about like who's influencing you, like at a time. You know what I'm saying? Maybe your influences and the things you like change with time. You know what I'm saying? Because like I've had multiple different favorite artists over time. You know what I'm saying? So like right now, like I'm really into this guy from LA named Ke3f. Like no one here is gonna know who he is. He's just an artist, but like super weirdo dude, makes paintings, etc. Right? But ask me that like 5 years ago, and there's like another fine artist named Richard Archschlager who like no one's gonna know about, but the interests change. So I think for me, it's more about like who am I like looking at lately? You know what I'm saying? But in terms of skateboarding, I would just go with a classic, like the easiest answer, like Mark Gonzalez, you know what I mean? Or maybe someone like Guy Mariano in terms of like people that have inspired me for skateboarding. And then like I said, I have my visual artists, and then to be honest, I'm just inspired by like real life people, you know what I mean? Like I got my homie Mike Thompson in Chicago. He's like maybe one of the most incredible human beings you'll ever meet. So like every time, I've spoken to him for like 2 minutes earlier today, always has something inspirational to say, always like challenging me to be a better person. You know, like my other homie Tyler that I work with my artwork, like just one of the most amazing human beings you could be, you know what I mean? So for me, it's not always about like celebrity that inspires, but it can be about like who you're seeing or who you're surrounding yourself with on a daily basis, you know?
And that's actually really dope, because if you surround yourself around positive people, you're going to see like a positive action in your life and
Hey, you know what
you do.
Shout out to my mom. I just spent a couple days with her, and like,
Mama.
yeah, like
He like, shout out to my mama.
I'm straight mama's boy. Like I got it so bad. So anyway, like shout out to anyone who has a good mom, and like always inspiring, like teaching humility. You know what I mean? Just how to be like an easier, like more loving, caring, accepting person. You know?
Oh, that's funny. Isn't it like when you're younger, you be like, oh, I don't really want to be around my mom, and then when you're older, you just kind of like, I be calling my mom like, girl, what are you doing?
Oh yeah. No, like it's
I call
weird.
her
Like,
ass sometimes, like, what are you doing?
like I was just telling my mom, like it's weird that now, like you were my mom before, but now you're my friend.
My mom's my friend.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that transition is interesting. So anyway, talk about true inspiration, like just for moms, you know.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. That's just like my grandmother. Well, she be acting like she ain't got time to talk to me any goddamn more, because she obsessed with Candy Crush like it's like a new thing or something. And I'll be like, grandmother, what level are you on?
You know what's
She'd be
funny?
like, well, I'm on level so and so and so, and I'll be like, grandma, that game is addicting.
You know what's funny? I don't tell my mom about any of the apps because I told her about Facebook and she scrolls on that. So I'm afraid to even show her anything.
Oh God, no. I'm like, oh God, no. My granny thinks she's the shit now because like she's into Candy Crush and like she learned how to text. So I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, oh my God, it's a whole different other thing. So rounding up the interview, you guys, last few questions. Self-care, what do you guys do for like self-care? Do you have an active lifestyle, or like how do you do the self-care?
So self-care, honestly, I drink a green juice. It's pretty much spinach, strawberries, pineapples, carrots, orange juice, and sometimes I'll put in like turmeric, but that's about it. And
that's
then
good for your skin.
Yeah, and then skateboarding, of course, is a natural exercise if you're actually doing it, not like standing around. And then
you hit the gym.
And then I go to the gym mostly for cardio lately because like COVID and like the gym hours are weird right now. So
yeah.
And then like touching all the weights and shit. So I just been doing cardio right now, and I've been 165, 170 pounds for my whole life.
Yeah, same. No, dude, I'm the same weight as I was in high school. You know what I mean? Like I'm the exact same weight I was in high school. And same thing, like I'm on that green juice like every day. Like start the day off with like spinach, apple juice, some berries for antioxidants. So like really big on that. I really try to like not eat too much grain to keep the inflammation down in my joints, especially just like with how much we skate and like. You know, I'm getting older, so it's like I really have to maintain, or else I'll just like I'm always fucking with him, telling him like I'm like the Tin Man on some days, you know. So I do that. And I do a lot of like CBD oil, speaks, you know. Yeah, and then just really trying to watch the diet. You know what I mean? I used to go to the gym all the time, but I don't really like the vibe anymore. So we skate nearly every day. I would say at least for an hour or two. You know, and like actual skate, go home dripping buckets of sweat, you know. So there's all that, and then you know, outside of that, like I'm in the mountains a lot. Like when it becomes wintertime, I spend a lot of time snowboarding and just kind of like hiking in the backcountry and stuff like that. So that's kind of like a quarterly or half year type of thing I like to do.
That's actually really good. I mean, when I think about snowboarding, it looks awesome. I just think about my ankles breaking, and like it looks dangerous to me. But
you're already cooked. If you're going into it like that, you're already done.
It's just it looks like fun, but it looks so fucking dangerous. Like people have this conception of like, oh, because I don't know, TV made snow seem like, oh, it's soft, and I'm like, no, it is not. Like you get hit in the face with some snow, you're gonna cry. Like that's hard.
Yeah.
Wait,
go ahead.
What is blind skateboard? Somebody said blind skateboards are fire.
It's a board. I just got a brand new board yesterday. It's a blind skateboard. They're shouting out the company.
Oh,
it's like a classic skate company. They've been around probably or I would say almost 30 years, something like that, 20 some odd, 30 years. So Blind is a company that's been around a really long time.
Oh, okay. Well, shout out to them. I'm like, well, shout out to them.
Whoever runs Blind these days.
Somebody said, damn, I need that. This COVID weight got me tired after one block. Laughing my
Yeah.
ass off.
Get that green juice, bro. Trust.
Yep. Look, honestly, if you get on that green juice, like when I got on it, I would say 3 weeks, about a month into it. Like, you got to do it every day.
Yeah.
Like, give up your normal breakfast. So
give up eggs. Give that shit up.
Get rid of dairy. So like every day I start with a smoothie and with coffee, and I'll say about 3 weeks into it, about 3 weeks, a month into it, you start to feel your body change.
Your mind too.
Yeah, and your brain function, everything starts to change. Like, you'll start to feel more flexible, your thoughts will be clearer. Like, it really is a game changer. So anyone who out there who needs a boost, get on that green juice, take care of your health.
Get you a little bullet blender.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Oh my God. Okay. Last 2 questions. What was the most challenging aspect of starting your business?
Just getting off your ass to do it. Going from talking about it to actually doing it.
And not getting angry when the people you feel like should be supporting it don't support it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The people who support you the most are strangers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's why I love them.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. Just like understanding that we're just doing what we do. You know what I mean? We have to constantly remind each other about that every day. That's the struggle now. And I think originally it was like not talking ourselves out of great ideas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like with the design work, with stuff we're putting out, it's like you create so many options that you'll just run in circles because nothing will ever be good enough, or the next design will always be better. So I think like just coming up with something and saying, even if this isn't the greatest thing we make, let's make it happen. That's the biggest step initially.
Yeah.
Just getting the first piece of clothing, the first design out the door, that was the biggest step. And then now it's just how to maintain. Every day is like, how do we maintain? How do we take a tiny step forward?
Yeah, creating a routine that's consistent.
Consistency is the biggest key to everything.
Yeah, don't stop.
It says, shout out to my boy Keef. Since high school, bro, good luck. This is coming from King Caesar 20.
Hey, shout out to Caesar. I had Caesar, I think in my 4th or 5th period. He played basketball at Wilson. Shout out to Caesar.
Oh, nice. Oh my goodness. That's what's up. Look, you even got your friend base from like high school. That's what's up. Last question. What are your career goals and aspirations moving forward for the brand?
The brand. This shit gonna blow.
No,
like,
it is.
No matter what.
Is.
If this shit don't blow, TikTok gonna blow. If TikTok gonna blow, I mean, everything we do. So like, if I continue skating, I'm only gonna get better because I'm not gonna stop learning tricks until it gets to the point where like I'm doing some circus shit. Like, I'm never gonna get to that. I don't want to get to that point. Like, I don't want to do too much. Like, but yeah,
I think and I think for me, like I think what the next steps are, like getting a really good team in place, having more people involved that are really amazing at specific tasks. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So right now we both wear a lot of hats. You know what I mean? Like, really, we each have like 10 jobs for the brand. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm shooting photos, he's filming, he's doing edits, like I'm doing design work. Like, we're doing all these different things. Like, we're both trying to be on this social media
contacting people to model for us.
Right. So
nice.
I think moving forward, though, the idea is to have a great core team in place where each person in that team is doing the one thing that they're really amazing at. So like, we have, we'll get a photographer that's just, all they're doing is shooting for us, and like, they love it and they show up every day and they're handling all the photo shoots. Having another person who's like, okay, I'm doing all of the Instagram marketing for you. You know what I mean? So, and then having another team member who's handling like all of the logistics for shipping and fulfilling orders. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's amazing.
So I think for us at this point, it's about like taking tiny steps forward to get the team in place so that like everyone does better, if that makes sense. So right now we're just trying to team build. That's really the next step for the brand. And then it becomes sustainable. So it's no longer a question of like, you know, how are we paying for this? How is this happening? It's just we show up to work every day, and this is what's going on.
That's what's up. It seems like you guys all kind of like have a collective on how like Rich by the Weekend is going to be ran, and how you guys are promotional on social media. And then you guys have influencers, you have your videos. That's actually really good because you're building a foundation for your brand. So that's actually really pretty dope, and I commend you guys because that shit takes a lot. Like,
thanks. See some other people coming in. I see
my God.
Matt, Stupid, and Bella, Schmat and Bella. Shout out to them.
Let me see. It said Lando OG said shout out to Matt and Keef.
Shout out to Lando.
Shout out to Lando.
Virginia boys.
Shout out to Lando from Virginia.
Oh, that's pretty dope. Oh my God, there was another thing. So Keef, like, how do you feel about like how they're saying like Black content creators are like taking a strike on like TikTok?
Oh no, that shit's so. I'm not big on complaining about shit on the internet, but that shit's real. I felt that shit from when I first got the app. They definitely do suppress Black TikTokers. Like, I haven't hit a million views on any of my videos, like a single video. A bunch of people have a million views on like super whack ass shit, and I'm like, okay, I see what's going on here. I see it, but what can you do? Like, I don't work at TikTok, so I'm not gonna be screaming, and then I go around and get my account banned, and then what?
Yeah, because a lot of people are saying like they're shadow banned and
they are
flagging
but here's
them.
The thing. Here's another reason why I don't complain about it, bro. They don't have to fucking pay you.
They don't
have to give you anything. So just be thankful for what you are getting. If people are taking your dance moves, whatever, like at the end of the day, guess who's the originator? People know it was you. So I mean, what do you want?
Yeah, because I think my cousin was going through, the guy who made like the Runner Track Star dance, that's my cousin. So he was going through, I guess, some shit with like the artists of like the song, and it was like this whole fucking drama. But I was like, he kind of made the song poppin' with the shit on TikTok. There's this argument between artists and then the content creators. They like, well, if your song is popping from the dance, you should automatically take the content creators who made the dance and put them in your video, or give them some type of shout out, because your song wouldn't be as popping on TikTok.
Everyone wants their piece. Everybody wants their piece, and that part's not fair because the song is on the platform. You get paid by the platform. Why does the artist have to pay you?
No, I'm saying like just put them. No, for me, just put them in your music video.
Yeah, I mean,
like there. Like
I mean, you already. Yeah. If you already went viral, you made the song pop.
Yeah. So it's like this whole thing. So I guess they're on strike, and then people are like, really, like, you should see the twist.
The reason why that concept doesn't always work is because everybody that does these things, some of them don't actually have talent. Some of them are just getting lucky. So it's like, you don't want a bunch of people getting lucky, and then they get famous, and they get into that world, they fall into drugs and shit, and they just fall off because they weren't mentally prepared. They were just messing around making this video, and then it went viral. Oh, now I'm in a music video. Oh, now I'm in Hollywood. Now I'm on drugs. Now I'm back to square one.
Oh, like, my God, no. He said he's on drugs.
People got to be conditioned for it. You got to have the mindset.
Because I think in the 90s, that was like a big thing. In the early 2000s, shout out to Soulja Boy. I think Soulja Boy was like the main person who like...
No, definitely. Dancing and music.
Yeah, because like that whole Soulja Boy dance came from like those boys that were like in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And like he was like really made it known. So I'm just like, they need to take those concepts from like the 90s,
he put respect on them. He got the 3 dudes. He put them in his music video.
They were on you. I remember that shit. They were on YouTube.
Yep.
And they like made a dance to it, and then he just put them in the video.
He put them in the music video. Like, boom, there you go.
I think Sean Paul was one of them too. He took those reggae girls, and every video he had, people were like doing dances to his music.
You got to give back.
But see, I think the interesting thing about all this though is like, I'm not saying with the TikTok thing, but with so much other shit though, right? Like, so many people are insecure or so hungry for their own success, they think that having success means that their homies around them can't shine too.
Exactly.
So then they'll throw shade at whoever's around them instead of understanding that there's enough room for everyone. And that's something we're trying to really be aware of with what we're doing, being like, look, everyone can win.
Yep.
There's plenty of room here. If you make it, look, if you make a bigger pie, that means more for everyone.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You can still hand out slices as long as the pie is bigger. So I think what you're saying is like it's super relevant. But you got to be aware of it.
A lot of people,
you know?
the issue is a lot of people like to upgrade without upgrading the pieces around them.
Exactly.
Yeah. But you can't upgrade again, though. You can upgrade
But
your friends,
you can only upgrade who wants to be upgraded.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
That's what I was gonna say. Like they will have to want it and want to eat too and want to
you-
elevate, because if they don't want to just
thing.
elevate
So-
and eat up off you, it's like, you know, you're trying to pull, like you can take a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink.
And that's a fine line, right? Like you may have homies who are like, oh shit, you changed. And you're like, no, I'm actually doing the same thing, trying to level you up, but like you don't want to come along. And that's okay, but don't throw that shit back on me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it becomes this weird dynamic, and that's something that's like super real, I think, like especially in culture now, like as we become a culture of entertainment, like a culture where like our cachet and value is content, like
and numbers.
And exactly, like people aren't aware of those dynamics, and they really need to be aware of it. You know what I'm saying? And that takes a level of self-awareness as well, you know?
But when it comes to, I say one word and it just kind of like end the conversation. When you come across a person that just like, and you feel like it's jealousy or whatever the case may be, and they just kind of like complain, I just be like, motherfucker, you got the same 24 hours I do, bitch.
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
But that's
and usually it just stops the argument, and I'll be like, bitch, you have the same 24 hours. We are still living in the same area.
Some people want you to have pity for them, or there's people that they just fix their lips to have an excuse.
People don't want to do the work.
Yeah, they don't want to do the work.
People don't want to do the work. So you got to surround yourself with people that want to do the work.
And then you got people that are afraid of criticism too.
Right.
Yeah, that is true, because I had to learn to take a lot of criticism to get where I'm at today. Usually I don't really I'm not like one of those people who go off, but
yeah,
I've learned to just take the fucking critique. That's what they taught me. Take the fucking critique and go back to the drawing board and try again. Like,
if this shit was easy, everyone would do it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And like that difficulty can come in many ways. Criticism, no one likes to be criticized. Mm-hmm. But if you're a negative person and you think that, oh, they're only criticizing me to tear me down, like you're already cooked. But, you know what I'm saying? That's so like if you look at it as like, oh, this criticism can make me stronger. Like I'm saying, there are a lot of ingredients and things that go into being successful and to being an entrepreneur, you know? Like you got to be tough as shit. If you can't take a punch, like you're not going to make it in this world.
And that's what I was going to chime in on. Most people that do, like most homies, your homies, our homies that have started brands, most of them didn't stay consistent because they expected certain people to support, and you can't do that. You got to do it for yourself. You're making the brand for you, not for motherfuckers to repost it. You're doing it for yourself. So you got to remember that every day. Who cares if this person isn't reposting this person? I got to keep this ball rolling.
Right. Because ultimately, you're going to be responsible for its success. Like the homie down the street. Go ahead.
We're trying to make this shit worldwide. So at the end of the day, like if the homies don't like it, okay.
But that's really life lessons too, right? I mean, what we're really talking about is just surrounding yourself with a group of people that like are like-minded, that want to go where you want to go. And if they don't want to go where you want to go, they don't keep you from it.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay to not want to do what the homies are doing, but don't ever keep them from it, you know? And people will try to come up with all these reasons of why they don't do this or they don't do that, but ultimately, like you got to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of what the brand is about, is like, yo, like do what you do. Like get with people that are going to celebrate you. You know what I mean?
And stop blaming your past on reasons why you're not doing shit in the present.
Right.
That's just lame.
Some people do not like let go of the past. Like
I know some people, it's bad. There's people that are like, oh, my dad wasn't around. Mine wasn't either. Even more motivation. I'm gonna throw this face when it pops off.
It's all about how you respond, you know? And I
tell people, man, you could talk to them. I give them like maybe 2 pep talks, but if he's still talking about the same shit, I'll be like, all right, look, either you fucking get some professional help, or bitch, I don't know what to tell you.
Exactly.
I know that might seem very wrong, but I'm like, look, you're becoming a negative Nancy, and it seems like your past is really affecting you. So I'm gonna need you to go get some professional help, honey. Like,
yeah, people gotta stop playing. Be honest with themselves, you know.
No, seriously. Oh my God, it's been such a pleasure, you guys. Oh my God, it's like 6 o'clock. This conversation was just like going so good. I love what you guys are going with the brand. Any shout outs or projects
Is logged
that you
on.
guys
Damn, shout out to Steve Claire
Right at the end.
over at America and Dickies. Oh yeah, shout out to Dickies too. Yeah, I get Dickies. Don't play with me. Yeah.
look real West Coast, like nigga, I rock some Dickies. Nah, but
Shout out to Steve Claire in Oceanside though.
okay. Any projects or anything you guys want to like let the fans know that you're doing or anything coming up?
Well, we got a new drop coming in next like
Coming
couple
soon.
weeks. We already got all the product stuff just chilling. Got bags.
Yeah, we got a
ready
bunch
to
of
go.
stuff. A bunch of
Oh,
drop
nice,
soon.
nice.
Got all the bags just chilling. We're ready, guys. So we're gonna be shooting photos soon, hitting up some models, getting this stuff ready to go. He's always recording. I always got my artwork shit going on, you know. So getting ready for some shows, maybe New York, some stuff like that coming up next year. But still a ways out. So we'll see. You know what I mean? But this new drop about to go up. That's for sure.
Oh, that's what's up. So you guys heard it from out of their mouths. We just want to say thank you, Matt, for coming onto the platform, and thank you, Keef.
Thanks for
shout out
having us.
to Rich by the Weekend. You guys cop their stuff onto their social media. They are really a poppin' brand, and thank you for coming on to She Is Plus
Thanks
Size
for
Beauty.
having us.
I was the first black skater at El Sereno Skate Park.
Oh my God.
I got
You
no
guys
clue.
heard it from himself. The first black, you guys. First black.
All right.
Bye,
thank
you guys.
Everyone that logged in, thank you. Thanks for coming in. Steve, what's up? Everyone else, Johnson, Bella, Matt, everyone.
Follow Rich by the
who else?
Weekend on Instagram.
Everyone. If I didn't mention you, love you guys. Lando, all you motherfuckers, thank you guys so much for
We
everything.
finna go skate.
Twinsies, everyone. Yep. Hit us up. We're out here. John
Nice.
Harlow, see you. Much love, John. Thank you, everyone. All right, guys. Love you.
Bye.
Later.